Thank you very much. Now, I would like to introduce Francesca Capuozzo from Italy. Francesca has just completed her research at the Sorbonne in Paris, thanks to a scholarship from her main university, the University of Bologna. She's studying to become a judge or a diplomat and would like to achieve a significant position in an international institution like the UN, the EU, or the COE. She also works as a volunteer in the association Going to Europe, whose main purpose is to promote youth mobility across Europe, as well as values like solidarity, active participation, and cultural exchange. So please welcome Francesca Capuozzo.
Thank you. Gentlemen councillors, fellow delegates, guests and online supporters, my name is Francesca Capuozzo, and I'm extremely honored to represent Italy at this inaugural summit, One Young World. I want to thank the organizer for giving me this chance to express my opinion upon this subject, so delicate and relevant in my country as elsewhere in the world. Probably it was not related to my studies as well as other subjects discussed here, but as an Italian elector and as an Italian user of media, I thought I have something to say. According to the Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone has the right to freedom of expression, of opinion and expression. These rights include freedom to hold opinion without interference and to seek, receive and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Nevertheless, the systematic repression as well as acts of censorship by the governments do not raise a stir as much as violation of other fundamental rights, as if that was a sort of secondary rights compared to the rights of life, to dignity or to health. Mass media can be used for various purposes. Advocacy, both for business and social concerns. This can include advertising, marketing, propaganda, public relation, and political communication. But also entertainment, traditional through performances of acting, music, and sports, along with light reading. Since the late 20th centuries, also through video and computer games. And public service announcement. Moreover, nowadays, it is common the idea that in a democratic society, the independence of media is crucial to guarantee the respect of democracy and to ensure the free formation of a political consciousness in each individual who will be able to express their preferences without any conditioning. The influential Canadian sociologist Marshall McLuhan claimed the medium is the message, to underline the fact that any technology represents a medium as a sort of extension of our human senses, bodies and minds, and it generates a message that feeds back with pre-existing media messages, making complex social environment. That's why it is necessary to assess the impact of the media in terms of sociological and psychological implications. Among all the different media, the one considered as the most powerful source is television. In fact, only a minority of people get information from written press and internet. According to that, it must become a priority for state to regulate the field of telecommunication through the provision of independent bodies entrusted with the dual task of ensuring fair competition of market operators and of protecting the enjoyment of fundamental freedom of citizens. The independence of the authority is connected also with the system of nomination of the commissioner who will compose those authorities. Most of the institutions already existing, as in my country, show a consistent influence of the executive power in the election of the president of the body that doesn't ensure the necessary level of equidistance from all the powers. The election of all the members of the authority chosen among experts of the field and extraneous to political life by the elected house should be the ideal solution. However, the institution of an independent body is just one step, since there are many examples, in my country is one of them, that easily show one important fact to which I want to focus your attention. It is not tolerable that the richest man of a country, a billionaire entrepreneur, decide to enter the field And by becoming prime minister and influencing the political life of his country for over a decade, he doesn't need to renounce to his personal business empire. And thanks to it, in fact, he still has an extensive control over media. As a consequence, it is necessary to adjust this matter by making clear the incompatibility of such a public office and ownership of mass media in such proportion as to alter the balance of democracy. In addition, restrictions prescribed by law that affect the world of media and which are justified in name of safeguarding national security, public order, privacy, or other reason of exceptional nature must be motivated entirely by the executive board to the chambers and duly verified by the appropriate authorities in order to prevent acts of censorship, unjustified repression, and unlawful interferences. Let me conclude this with some numbers. From 2008 and 2009, the number of journalists killed increased from 60 to 76, the 26% more. The number of journalists threatened increased from 929 to 1,456, the 56% more. The acts of censorship on media increased from 353 to 570, the 61% more. And the number of bloggers arrested increased from 59 to 159, the 155% more. And finally, the countries suffering internet censorship increased from 37 to 60, the 62% more. Those information were taken by the website of Reporters Sans Frontières. I would like to dedicate my speech to all of those people who were just doing their job and sometimes died for it, like Anna Politkovskaya, or people who simply were in the wrong place at the wrong time, like the young Iranian girl Neda Saleh. But a particular mention goes to a writer coming from my country, from my region especially, who is still a young man and is sacrificing his life in the name of information. He just wrote a book, one book about mafia and Camorra that has been translated in 43 languages and has sold almost 6 million of copies. The relevance of this subject, the attention paid by people, his gorgeous and innovative way to write between a novel and nonfiction made him a hero, therefore someone to eliminate. The book I'm talking about is Gomorra, and the writer is Roberto Saviano. Thank you.